Holiday travel planning is upon us, and there are some great ways to save money, especially if you know the right tricks. Well, today we have owner of Boutique Travel Advisors, Angie Rice, here to share some of the money-saving tips that we all want to know. Welcome, Angie. Thank you so much for being here.
You are so welcome.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. I can't believe we're already talking about holiday travel. This is crazy. So for those of us who, like myself, I don't have any family in town, we're always traveling for the holidays. What are some great tips?
Well, I think it's really important to be a little bit open-minded about where to travel because some things are already sold out. But talk to your families. Is there ways to connect and meet in new destinations where you haven't traveled? I think Cabo is a great destination from Phoenix, and there's a lot of options that can accommodate different budgets, from all-inclusives to the auberge that's a little bit more on the luxury side.
And this is a great idea, especially for people who your family members are in a lot of different places. Why not meet in a neutral spot instead of like, oh, I always go to so-and-so's house or they always come to me? Find a third place that you all can travel to together and then have a great, destination in Cabo for the holidays. Why not? That sounds incredible. So when you're flying to these places, how far out should we be looking to book?
Especially if you're meeting it with family and making it more of a family reunion, I normally would suggest planning almost, 12 months in advance.
Oh, wow.
Airfare usually becomes available 300 days, 330 days prior to travel. However, shockingly, when you get this close, 45 days before the holidays, you can oftentimes find a lot of deals because it's unsold air. You just have to make sure you look at the viability, whether there's enough seats to accommodate everyone in your crew, and just be mindful, direct flights tend to sell out sooner.
Totally.
So make sure you look at the connecting flights and it's a desirable itinerary for you.
Gotcha. Okay, these are some great tips. I didn't know that about the 45 days that sometimes you can find some little deals. What if you don't want to fly? What if you're like, look, I have a young son. Bringing him on an airplane is a whole thing unto itself. What if we want to drive places? What are your tips there?
There are solutions to avoiding the airfare and still having that travel experience. I love Telluride in Colorado.
Oh.
I would also recommend northern Arizona and into Utah, and don't rule out a trip to Southern California either.
Definitely. I'm from Southern California. We go there a lot. It is such an easy drive, especially if you want to stop in Southern California and then maybe make your way up to Central or Northern California. Continue the road trip. Just keep it all going. That sounds great.
And people aren't aware that wine country is an awesome destination for families and also for the whole, festive experience. And it's very open-minded to kids. Oftentimes there's resorts that have petting zoos on property and activities for kids. And we overlook that because we think wine country is more for adults.
I'm sorry, you just made all of my dreams come true. You can bring kids to wine country, everybody. You heard it here first. It is possible to do with a family. What about people who are a little more adventurous? Maybe they're willing to travel abroad?
For those spontaneous travelers, because planning that trip abroad close to the holidays, I would definitely start with London and Paris out of Arizona. Why? There's direct flight options, and we don't have the luxury of flying direct overseas to too many destinations. So London and Paris would be my first choice with the direct flight options available. And then looking to incorporate other countries, and definitely don't forget about the Christmas markets in Europe. It's fabulous. It just brings that magical spirit, and you relive your childhood memories of the holidays.
100%. I will say there's nothing quite like the Christmas markets in Europe. If you haven't had a chance to be there, maybe this is your year to go and do it with those direct flights. It is so magical. It is so wonderful. And once you're in Europe, it's really easy to kind of like boop, 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 hop from country to country, city to city. Any other last-minute great money-saving tips you have for us?
Well, if you don't have the money, or you look at things and it's more expensive than you had anticipated, or it's just the stress of planning last-minute travel, I would recommend pausing and instead looking at giving the gift of travel. So it might be an opportunity to create some ideas and to inspire and actually gift it and travel in the coming year. So that's an option that I think works very well for families, and it's an opportunity to kind of really give yourself that 6 to 12 month window to plan ahead.
I love this, Angie. Well, thank you so much for all of these great money-saving tips for holiday travel, because that's right, guys, it's already upon us. We had more information there on the screen about how you can find out more. All right, you've given me the inspiration that I can go to wine country with my family. I love it.